Section 5. When your partner calls you needy. Now, what if you do everything right, a C, and your partner still says, you're too needy, or no one else would complain about this? First, take a breath. Their reaction is information, not a final truth about you. Your needs do not become invalid just because someone is uncomfortable with them. Sometimes you're too needy is another way of saying, I feel overwhelmed and I don't know how to meet you here. That doesn't mean their reaction is okay. It just means it's not always about you being wrong. You can respond with something like, C, I hear that this feels like a lot to you. At the same time, these needs are real for me. I'm not asking you to be perfect, but I am asking you to take them seriously. If your partner consistently mocks, dismisses, or punishes you for having needs, that's not just a communication style. That's a problem. You deserve a relationship where both people's needs are allowed on the table. In that case, you might say, I'm not trying to attack you, but being told I'm too much every time I share my needs is really painful. I need us to find a healthier way to talk about this. If they're unwilling to even consider that, it tells you something important. Remember, you are not asking your partner to mind read. You're doing the mature work of articulating what matters to you. If they decide to label that as needy, you may need to ask yourself a harder question. Is this a space where my heart can actually breathe? Sometimes the bravest way to honor your needs is to stop shrinking them to fit a relationship that can't hold them. Section 6. Meeting in the middle. Healthy relationships are not about one person always adjusting to the other. They are about both people moving a little so you can meet in the middle. You express your needs, your partner expresses theirs. Together, you look for solutions that respect both of you. For example, maybe you need more messages during the day, and your partner needs focus at work. Meeting in the middle might look like agreeing on a quick check-in text at lunch, instead of constant messaging or total silence. Or you want more physical affection, and they feel overwhelmed after a long day. You might agree on a 5-minute cuddle when they get home and a longer hangout on weekends. It's also okay if your needs change over time. At some stages, you might need more reassurance. At others, more space. The key is keeping the door open. This is how I'm feeling lately. What about you? When both of you treat needs as a shared project, not a burden carried by one person, intimacy deepens. You can even create a small ritual around this. Maybe once a week, you ask each other 2 questions. What's one thing you've needed more of from me lately? And what's one thing that's been working well between us? This normalizes talking about needs before they turn into explosions. It's much easier to adjust a small habit than to fix a full-blown crisis. Section 7. Staying connected to yourself. Finally, expressing your needs is not only about getting something from your partner, it's also about staying honest with yourself. Every time you speak your truth, calmly and clearly, you strengthen your own self-respect. Even if the conversation is uncomfortable, you're telling yourself, I matter. My inner world matters. Before and after a hard conversation, take a moment to check in with yourself. Ask, what am I really feeling? What am I really needing? Did I speak from my heart or from my fear? You don't have to judge your answers, just notice them. This self-awareness will make your communication softer and more precise over time. If things feel too heavy, it's okay to get support outside the relationship, through a trusted friend, a journal, or a professional. Sometimes we need a safe place to practice saying our needs out loud before we bring them to our partner. That doesn't mean you're weak, it means you're learning new emotional muscles. Outro and gentle call to action. Your needs are not the enemy of your relationship. Hiding them is. When you start seeing your needs as information, not flaws, you can speak with more calm and clarity, and give your partner a real chance to meet you. If this video helped you feel a little less too much, let that be your sign to take one small step. Maybe naming one need to yourself honestly, or sharing one gentle request with your partner. You don't have to spill everything at once. You just have to start treating your needs as worthy of words. If this gave you even one helpful phrase or perspective, subscribe for more gentle guidance on communication, boundaries, and emotional connection. In the next video, we'll talk about healthy boundaries, how to say no, and this doesn't work for me without guilt, and how boundaries can actually make love feel safer, not colder. You are allowed to need, and you are allowed to be loved at the same time.